Hello everybody, my name is Mimic and today I want to make a beginner guide how to get better on Total Warhammer 3. This includes some races you should try as a first campaign because they're really good. They're in general really easy to play, good upkeep, good infrastructure itself, and I'm gonna explain really quick why is that. So the first one we are going through is the High Elves. Not for example Tyrion, I just used them, so every High Elf is kind of decent. The whole guide, I forgot, the whole guide is about non-DLCs. So if you have any DLCs, you definitely get some better campaigns going on, but not all people buying DLCs. So here are the non-best DLC races you can actually play. So first of all we're going through is the High Elves. Why the High Elves? Well, the High Elves have the best infantry roster out of holding the line. They have a good unit roster holding the line, but they shine mostly in the access of magic and the big units. And big units in Total War Warhammer 3 are generally one of the best units. Why is that? Because their replenishment rate is kind of high. So if you lose a bunch of HP in a fight with big units, you mostly like lose nothing because they do not die. The less units you lose, the more units recovery they have after the fight. So that's why the single ones are one of the best units in the game. The second one is they have kind of good access in the early game because of their Love and Sea Guard, and the infrastructure overall is really good. You have a lot of tradable stuff, a lot of friends, and a lot of good income. That's why they are really good. Just be careful, they want high control, so get a high control in your province, but normally you have that as a beginner anyways, so you're playing as a low difficulty. So overall, try this one. You're gonna have a lot of success and a lot of fun with this race because they're just so easy to play in general, and they're really like not that complicated at all. So try them, and we are going to the next one. So here we are with the second one, which is gonna be the Lizardman, as I said. Why is that? Well, the Lizardman, as I said, the Lizardman is a bit compared to the High Elves, kind of not that good in the economics buildings, and not everyone likes you, which is kind of one of the biggest downfall of them. They get access to like the infrastructure one, which is decent, but they shine mostly because of their unit roster compared to the High Elves. Because the High Elves have a bunch of ranged like missile units, which is good, but these one here are actually more straightforward because you can run people down in just like with one army. They're gonna get the primal instinct stuff, which gives them more combat potential, and they're gonna get stronger if the people are routing and running away. So that is compared to like every race. That's mostly for these blessed sauriers or the normal sauriers, but overall they're really good, and therefore a race you should definitely try out. They also have a bunch of units which is single. And if you have single entities, as I said, they're the best of the best unit in the game. Really hard to get rid of them, and they also have access to magic. Not that much, but as the High Elves, which is why the High Elves is one above. But overall, decent unit roster. Cavalry lacking a bit, and missile infantry also lacking a bit. But their melee infantry and the big units is the biggest reason why they are beginner friendly. So we're gonna move on to the next. My third mention is gonna be the Cathay. Why is that? Because they're dragons though. Nah, just joking. That's why they are one of the best for beginners, because they have, it's still mostly the same. Good unit roster, like I said, good economics, but the unit roster is mostly what shines. I need to say first of all that they are Warhammer 3 content, which means they don't have a lot of DLCs, so most units of them are actually accessible for people if they are starting the game. And that is also one of the biggest reasons why they are really good. The biggest reason why they are good is because they have access to rocket batteries and really high artillery, which is really nice because they deal tons of damage before the enemy can even reach you, and if they start reaching you, oops, I'm sorry, and if they start reaching you, you can just shoot them down with your crossbows or with your iron hail gunners or some stuff. They lack kinda in fighting single entities, but overall, if you get these one here as SEP, they're gonna deal with them really quick. So overall, decent units, decent roster, definitely a good economy, and their lords are just really strong in general because they are like single entities in the beginning of the game. You can change them to like a dragon, and then this dragon is gonna destroy whole armies just because he's a dragon. So decent unit, decent roster, definitely you should try them out. So these are my top 3 for the best campaigns you're gonna start. If you want more of those videos or more in-depth guides why, please tell it to me. Otherwise, subscribe and like this video, and we'll see us in our next video. Bye bye.